and communication technology, digitization, digital survey of those farmers, and digital public infrastructure making available to the farmers. So with this digital public infrastructure, getting available to the farmers, nowhere in the world is going to add to our agriculture sector to be competitive, domestic front as well as the external front. Most importantly in this is that we have done some rationalization in case of the oil seed and pulses, where groundnut is one, but even other oil seed, because over the years, last about a decade or so, India has become a major importer of the edible oils. And this is what Prime Minister said, is that the India's Atmanirbharta comes through the agriculture route, and in which certain intervention is done. So I hope that in time to come, the agriculture also gains, and our the trade deficit by way of the import of the agriculture product is also taken care of. So I think this seems to be a very, very important incentive, intervention, which I think the government is going to do.
Okay, let me bring in Lieutenant General Anil Bhatt as well to talk about what has been done in this budget for space, and this 1,000 crore rupees allocation for space tech. Lieutenant General Anil Bhatt, to what extent do you think this will prove useful as far as India's space ambitions are concerned, particularly the participation of the private sector? And if you look at startups, the scrapping of the angel tax also kicks in there.
So definitely with what the government has written and what we aspire, that in the next 10 years, our space economy should grow at least by 5 times. And if that has to happen, one thing very important is that our startups are supported.
We seem to have lost that link with General Bhatt at the moment, but Professor Joshi, in terms of the kind of incentives that are being given to MSMEs, if you look at how even for giving them loans, their assessment parameter has been, there's been an addition to it in terms of to what extent are they digitized, to how will this help them in accessing markets better as well, in terms of getting capital and then using that money through these export hubs as well?
MSME, the most important factor is that the ease of their operation, in India.
So a bit of deregulation there.
Deregulation, and which I think is a very, very targeted intervention which the government has done in terms of MSME. MSME is characterized by lot of number of people. Now MSMEs have also becoming lot of technology savvy, innovative, and using disruptive technologies like never before. So I think the host of the incentives and the ecosystem which is being created, one in terms of getting loan, B in terms of getting technology, C is in terms of getting market by the e-commerce hubs, is I am very sure that will go a long way with them. And most importantly, rather than financial incentives or a support, what the MSME need is let them work, reduce the regulation, and don't interfere. Like if you see when we see compare China and India and other MSMEs, which is a major force in export and the development in countries like Germany, the MSMEs have become extremely important, is wherein because they use a cluster approach. In India we have also got a lot of clusters, and wherein I think there has been a some targeted interventions. So MSMEs basically operate not on economies of scale, but economies of scope, wherein those clusters where these MSMEs are operated. But I am very sure that a targeted intervention has been done, and it will go a long way.
If we talk about those 100 plug-and-play hubs that are going to be created, for a foreign investor, I mean, what are they kind of looking at to come into the country where everything is provided, this plug-and-play system? How much of an incentive is it, first of all, and in which cities?
Do you think for foreign investors a reduction in the tax that is imposed on the earnings of the profits of the foreign companies, it's been reduced by 5% from 40 to 35%. Is that a decent enough incentive?
No, I think it is a decent enough, but more than tax incentive, what a foreign investor looks is its capital has to be safe, and more than that, in case of a problem, he should be able to the exit should be safe. And now this plug and play kind of a model is giving safety in terms of the exit when a foreign operator is unwilling.
So plug
to
and play
operate.
also implies exit.
It also employs exit and shifting the location from location A to B. So I think in this it will certainly facilitate to the foreign investors. And more than that, I think.
But does that work largely in the high-tech sector, or what kind of sectors would this work in?
No, it work high-tech sector, but slowly and slowly even the all MSMEs which are going to be viable, or even manufacturing is getting high-tech. Slowly, so now days are gone where manufacturing was, that kind of a machinery in, 50 years before or so. So those days are gone. Now I think even manufacturing is high tech. We use a lot of AI. We use, some artificial intelligence, if not completely robotics in manufacturing. Some automation is always there,
Yes.
and therefore all, manufacturing is high tech. Now there are very labor intensive manufacturing. Say you talk of the textile sector, or say you call handloom, but 80% of the things we call handloom is not handloom, it is power loom. So some technology is always required, and now with this plug and play kind of a model, and more than the enabling environment, which I am sure all ministries under the present regime are working very comprehensively to provide them a platform which enables them, and to the foreign investors give them a confidence that they should be placed in India.
Let's go once again to Lieutenant General Anil Bhatt.